Tori.
It is 8:10. It is Tuesday, July 30th. Big stuff happening here on the morning show. He's been with Lone Star. He's part of the Music Mafia. He is the 2011 season winner of Celebrity Apprentice. He's a songwriter, performer on his own with Big and Rich, and he's got his own whiskey. Welcome to the show, Mr. John Rich.
I sound awful busy when you put it like that.
Man, you are, and we are so incredibly thrilled to have you on the Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. I don't even know where to start, but you know what? We'll start with the Antelope Valley Fair because that's where you're going to be on Wednesday, August 21st. Can't wait to welcome you into town.
Yes, I saw that on the calendar, and I thought, man, that is going to be an absolute throwdown because I know how many Big and Rich fans we've got living out there, and we've got Cowboy Troy with us on tour this year, so it is going to be one crazy show, I can promise you that.
You bring Cowboy Troy around a lot, don't you?
We do, man. You know, I mean, how do you replace a guy like Cowboy Troy? You really can't.
Yeah, you
He's
can't.
one of a kinder. Yeah, we love having him on the show, and I played chicken with the train and all that stuff. Our show has really turned into quite the epic set of music at this point.
Oh, it's a party, hence the name, Did It for the Party. Latest album, where can we get a hold of that, by the way?
Well, it's anywhere you get your music. You can find Did It for the Party. You can find, I mean, all of our music is sitting out there. What's cool is now in a 90-minute set, we're covering everything from our very first song like Wild West Show and Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, all the way to stuff like 8th of November, and then new songs like California. I mean, it really covers the whole gambit, and it's been an incredible tour. We're calling our tour this year, by the way, the Peace, Love, and Happy Hour Tour. Can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen for John Rich. I want you to tell me a little bit about Save a Horse. Did you and Kenny realize what you had with Save a Horse when you guys recorded that?
Absolutely not. We didn't. We wrote the song just because we like to have fun. And we thought we'd write this crazy song, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. And actually, our record label at the time said they didn't think that song should even be on the record, much less released to radio.
What?
Because they said it's too crazy. People are not going to know what to think. That, you know, they're going to get the wrong idea. And we said, well, what's the wrong idea? They said that you guys are, you know, you're just nuts. I said, well, we are kind of nuts. That we think people want to get a little nuts every now and then. They said, fine, we'll let you put it on the record, but it's never going to be a single. Well, then we put the record out, and Wild West Show was the single, and the fans and folks like yourself at radio started hearing Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy off the record and just started to play it and request it at country radio. And next thing you know, this song is, I think it's like one of the biggest songs in the past 20 years. It's like our Sweet Home Alabama. I mean,
dude, it's
play
huge.
That song we could be 100 years old and play that song, and I think they'd still jump up and down.
Dude, we just played it before you came on the show, and you can't help but dancing. I was dancing till I was out of breath. It's one of those songs. It's one of those songs. John Rich, explain to our listeners a little bit about Music Mafia.
So Music Mafia was it was a group of artists that were kind of all misfits. So I had been in the band Lone Star, which you mentioned, and then I got kind of kicked out of that band, so I didn't have anything going on. Big Kenny had moved to town, and I don't know how you really describe him. You know, long-haired country boy, Virginia, kind of hippie, kind of rock and roll country. You had a bartender named Gretchen Wilson who was, you know, pretty rough around the edges compared to what was on country radio. Guys like Cowboy Troy, James Otto. There's just all these incredible musicians with really no home. And so we decided we'd start our own jam and call it the Music Mafia, the music family. And we started jamming on Tuesday nights, and we did it for almost 2 years in a row. And by the time we got through that second year, everybody that I just mentioned had landed a major record deal and had music coming out at country radio. It was really a huge moment, I think, in Nashville to show country music that there were other ways to go about making your music. It didn't have to always be that formula equation that Music Row had put on us. And so we broke a lot of rules, and I think opened some doors for artists that have come out since then.
Does the Music Mafia look after its own? Do you guys look after each other like a family?
We still tour together. We still write songs together, and I think the attitude of Music Mafia that, you know, big artists share their spotlight with artists you've never heard of before because they like that artist. I think you've seen that attitude carry forward, and that's a pretty awesome thing to see the spirit of Music Mafia moving forward like that.
You must love reality shows because you've been part of several. You've been a judge, you've been a contestant. You even had your very own reality show where you turned non-country singers into country stars. So you must love that. I have to tell you, I rooted for you on Celebrity Apprentice. We had the family, and we were cheering you on, man, like there was no tomorrow.
Thank you.
We knew you were going to do it. We knew you were going to do it. And I love that your charity is St. Jude. That's mine, too. I love it.
Well, that was a crazy show to do. And, I did play for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and that was the whole point of going on the show because I really didn't want to do the show because I'd seen a lot of people go on there and look bad because they put you in these crazy situations. And if you freak out in front of everybody in America, America might go, I don't think I like this guy anymore. And I was like, this is a dangerous show to step on. But my goal was to raise $1 million for St. Jude, whether I won or lost. And by the time it was all over, I had won the show, and we raised $1.4 million for St. Jude. And I got to know a future president of the United States. Whoever thought I was sitting with a future president the whole time.
Right, in the boardroom? Did you?
Right.
When you were in the boardroom, did you ever think, oh, no, he's going to point at me. He's going to point at me. Don't point at me. Did you ever feel that way?
Oh, absolutely. Because, if he starts pointing at you, you're like, here we go. I mean, I'm staying or leaving, but I better have a good story, better be ready to go. But I think, he saw how serious I was about St. Jude, and he, I think, figured out this guy ain't here to play games. This guy's here to win for St. Jude, and I think that went a long way with him.
Yeah, you never lost your cool, dude. You never lost your cool on the show. You kept it together. You really did. Even when you were under pressure a couple of times toward the end, you kept your cool.
Right.
It was super impressive, so I'm real happy for you. Now, I got to ask you about the whiskey because we've all tried it now at the station, and we love it. We love it.
I love that. So Redneck Riviera American Blended Whiskey. It is in 48 states now in just a short 18 months since I put it out. It is all over California. And when I say all over, I mean Vons, Walmart, Albertsons, even the Cowboy Palace Saloon has Redneck Riviera whiskey now. And it is American blended whiskey. By that I mean I've always been a Crown Royal guy, which is Canadian blended, and I decided America needed its own blend, so I developed Redneck Riviera American Blended Whiskey. We put it out. It's like $24.99 for a bottle of it. It's the smoothest stuff out there. It's Granny Rich approved, by the way. My 87-year-old Granny Rich sips it every day after work. She says, this is the smoothest whiskey I've ever had. It's Granny Rich approved. And so as we put it out there, we've seen California just absolutely explode with sales of Redneck Riviera, which is awesome because I give 10% of every bottle that we sell back to the Folds of Honor, which is a group that puts kids through college who lost a parent in combat fighting for our country. And we have now funded, through the whiskey sales, over 50 college scholarships.
John Rich, it is impossible not to like you. It is impossible not to like you. You've got a personality and the biggest heart I've ever seen. The whiskey is fantastic. Seriously, we all tried it here at the station. Hey, listen, what we thought maybe there was a little vanilla-y taste to it. Is that are we on track there?
Yeah. So what happens when you blend these whiskeys together? What I wanted to see happen was when you finish it, what's left in your mouth? What does your mouth taste like? Is it burning? Is it kind of dark? Is it biting you or whatever? And that's not the kind of whiskey I like. I wanted to have a great taste in my mouth. So when I blended that whiskey together, yes, it creates this very light little vanilla caramel kind of a back on it when you have it. And people just love it. I love it. Granny loves it. America's loving on it now. And listen, the success it's having right now is not anything I could have predicted. I think people appreciate that the 10% goes to Folds of Honor. They like the fact that it's affordable and it's the smoothest stuff out there. There's a lot of reasons why people like it, but I'm proud to have my name on it. I own the brand. I don't endorse it. I actually own it. So it's family business for me, and I'm glad you guys like it so much.
Oh, dude, we loved it. We had we had a couple of fun nights with that. Let me tell you, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. You are welcome back anytime. I will personally see you at the Antelope Valley Fair Wednesday, August 21st, with Big Kenny and Cowboy Troy doing all. I'm hoping I'm going to be dancing to Save a Horse and coming to your city and all the good ones, in addition to all the new stuff that you put out.
And listen, come to the Redneck Riviera Whiskey Bus, sister, and we'll have a cocktail together and play a little Merle Haggard or something and get warmed up for the show. It'll be a lot of fun.
I'm going to hold you to it. John Rich, thank you so much for being part of the Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. Coming to your city right now, Big and Rich on KHTS.